Good day to and welcome, I'm Bakerization, and today I'm here to show you whether Master of Orion Conquer the Stars is any good. New Master of Orion is a strategy 4X game, which means it's turns-based usually, by NGD Studios, and well, it's actually a pretty solid game. Let me start with the good things. Now, the graphics are really nice. It performs extremely well even on my medium range laptop, which I have to commend after somewhat a shameful experience with Stellaris, which was another 4X space-based game in this year, which did not really perform well. With Master of Orion, I am usually able to sustain over 30 FPS within 1080p and higher settings. Now, the other thing that I have to comment are the races. The races are really interesting, really well created, and the basic ones or the pre-made ones are unique. Every single one forces you to play slightly differently, to focus on something else. And my personal favorites are Silicoid, who are lava breathers who do not have to eat. They actually eat resources of the planet, which is a really interesting mechanic because it completely shifts the focus of your building. And you can also go inhabit lava worlds, and you can actually, unlike other worlds where you actually upgrade planets to higher rank in terms of food, here you are trying to devolve them because volcanic planets actually give you bonus in resources, and you don't have to have food. Really interesting one. Also, you can create your own race, and there are so many different things to add, to combine, and you can actually tailor your created race in order to reach your goal faster. So if you're going for science, you're obviously gonna get science bonuses, but you can also do the complete opposite. You can also try to, give you a handicap if you feel like the AI is not performing to your expectations. Now, let me talk about the AI, because I started that. AI is the weakness of this game. Easy and normal ones are really easy. The AI is very passive, and it happened to me only once that actually they declared war upon me, though it ended up in a complete and overwhelming victory of me. It was a somewhat stupid war itself. However, on the highest difficulty, it gets really difficult, and but the problem is that the extreme difficulty is supposed to be hard, and I always felt at the extreme difficulty that the AI has actually benefits over me, so they have more production, and I never agreed with the games who actually do this. They give bonus to an AI opponent because the developers know that the AI is not good enough. It's somewhat a cheap trick. Now, the game itself, or the gameplay itself, is a standard 4X. You have a map, a universal map, and you can travel between solar systems. You have only a few nodes that usually go into solar system, sometimes even just one, which means that you can sometimes create those important solar systems for defenses, where if you get an empire larger enough, or let's say of a medium large empire, you can actually create like 2 choke points through which every single attack has to come, which makes the game a lot easier. However, I agree with the decision to make it this way and not really an open space, because at that moment a surprise attack would be completely annihilating and you wouldn't be able to withstand almost anything. It would be just hit and run strategy. The tech tree is nice and allows you to strategize a bit, of course. There are different builds, you can try everything, and well, it really suits the game. I feel like there is only one bad thing that I can say about the gameplay itself, and that is the combat system, a manual one. I usually resolve the battles just automatically, but because it's faster, and I really did not like the system. It's too simple. I felt like there is a bit of strategy. It tries to be strategic, but it really isn't. At least that was my feeling of the combat system. However, despite these minor problems, I have spent with the game over 20 hours and I enjoyed them very much. I tried a lot of different things, and well, this is what I wanted from a space-based 4X game. Master of Orion Conquer the Stars is a game with an extremely nice look. It has some solid mechanics for a space 4X game, which we have not seen for a while. Compare this to Stellaris, compare this to Beyond Earth, and this game wins in almost every single frame. Now, the really good part are the races, which are extremely well designed, and you can customize the races or create your own race in a very interesting manner, which is another thing, and that's customization. You can customize almost anything, and that's a pretty solid way to actually give people replayability. The tech tree choices are also important, and you can find your own build which suits you, and well, some of them are really more important than the others for some races, which once again adds to some replayability. Now, the problems might be that there are nodes between systems. There are only a set ways between them. Some players who like the original Master of Orion or Master of Orion 2 might not like this way. However, in terms of strategic thinking, this makes a bit more sense, at least I'd say. Now, the problems are that the AI difficulty is really low. It should be a lot higher, and the AI should think a bit more about diplomacy and all these things. So yeah, there is some space to improvement there. But the main problem of this game, and maybe of all 4X games that I have played in the last few years, is the repetitiveness of it. And well, even though they are trying really hard, they have not managed to actually fulfill my urges in terms of 4X games. Even though I said those two things and they might seem really important, the game is still very good. And if you are a 4X fan, I cannot but recommend. Now, you can currently buy Master of Orion Conquer the Stars or Master of Orion 2016, or whatever you decide to call it, on Steam or on GOG. The current price on Steam is 27.99 euros, or your original equivalent for the standard game, and 46 euros, or your original equivalent for the collector's edition. On GOG, it's $31.19, which is more or less equivalent to these 28 euros. And while for once GOG is not slightly less or slightly cheaper. So if you decide to buy on GOG because it's DRM free, of course, there is your choice. If you decide to buy it on Steam, just know that there are standard Steam shenanigans, but multiplayer might be a bit easier to achieve, and you will also get a bunch of Steam cards and Steam Cloud, some stats, and you know, some Steam achievements, which might be interesting to some. I hope that this video helped you decide whether to actually buy Master of Orion Conquer the Stars or not. It has some cons and some pros, but the final decision lays just on you. So I also hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like it down below, it gets me higher in traffic. Also, share it to your friends. That's the best way for me to get new people on this channel and create a healthy community. Also, take a look at other content on my channel. There are some stuff that might interest you, some let's play and analyze, some more laptop performance videos, and well, some more reviews such as these. So, is more stuff any good? You can take a look. Well, now, thanks for watching, and see you next time.